If she had only been ugly, we would still be together.
Ladies and gentlemen, with all the ships at sea, live from the Laugh Factory. Dom Irrera, live from the Laugh Factory, or live
Irrera.
for now. Live for now.
Dom
Who knows how long
Irrera,
it'll
live
last.
from Laugh Factory.
Look
Dom
how bloated
Irrera.
I am. Who knows how long this is going to go.
Dom Irrera, live from Laugh Factory is the greatest show. And actually,
Greatest
I've
show
been
my ass.
Be nice. Why?
Be nice.
You didn't
Talking
even,
to the public.
Excuse me. You didn't even give me
These
break.
people have computers.
You didn't even give me time to eat.
Eat your sushi, you Iranian nut.
Why would you? I'm not going to eat now. Forget it.
Eat.
No, why are you
Look
picking
at you.
on me?
You look like a little frog over there.
Why you calling me a frog already?
All right.
First of all, let me explain it.
Let him explain. Hey, I'm the host, but he does the talking. Let's bring up Frank, please.
Oh, I mean, okay, all right. Anything else you want to say?
No, that's why. Bring him up.
Okay.
I'd like to interview. I'd like to talk to him.
Okay, you're gonna bring him up. Are you gonna introduce him? What
You
has he
introduce
done?
him.
Okay, Frank. By the way, Frank Nicotero. Did you understand?
Nicotero.
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 It's unpronounced. He used to have his own show on W. He used to be Street Smart. The guy who was.
Why don't you bring him up?
Wait a
Instead of
minute, let me
explaining his
explain.
whole fucking life.
You're going to give him your credit. Don't you want to
Bring
give
him
your
bring him up.
credit of everybody?
Bring him up. Bring him up. Up.
Okay, I won't say nothing.
Just bring him up.
I'll just sit
We
down.
welcome to the show Frank Nicotero.
All
Frank,
right.
come on up here, buddy.
Do I have a mic or what?
Yeah, of course. Oh.
I only saw two.
No, it's the three.
There's only two. Oh, you're sitting on one. There we go. All right.
Here, okay, all right.
There
Take
we
my
go.
mic. It's all right. You see, Dom, he does that
Sorry, Frank.
every
That's
time.
all right.
Is this thing on?
He's always.
on,
It is on. It is on.
Frank,
He
how are
does.
you, buddy?
I'm good. Good to see you, Dom.
Good to see you.
Fellow Keystone Stater here. We're both from Pennsylvania.
That's right. Where you from? Pennsylvania?
Pittsburgh. I'm a Pittsburgh guy. You're a Philly guy.
Different world.
I know it is.
We consider that the Midwest.
I know. You know what? I have this argument with everybody if Pittsburgh's in the Midwest or East. I like to think we're in the East, Eastern time zone. But
You
I
are
have
in the
people-
East, and I had that argument in Cleveland.
Yeah,
and,
right.
and in Columbus. I
Yes.
said, you do not. Do you know how far? Do you know what the middle of the country is?
Yeah.
Omaha.
Omaha is. Yeah. Oh, I've been. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So how could that be the Midwest?
How could who find out Oklahoma is the middle of the country?
Oh, Omaha.
Omaha. If you
Omaha,
look-
Nebraska. If you folded a map in half, I think Omaha would be right in the
it's like
middle.
right in Nebraska, right in the middle is Omaha.
Middle of United States.
Middle of United
not
States.
In the middle of
Not of the world. No. Well, my world.
Excuse
Our
Middle of
world.
the world.
Excuse me. Let me give you another information. Laugh Factory here is in this building.
Give you another commercial.
Is center of the world.
This is the center of the world.
This is center of the human world.
Yeah, that's good. That's funny.
It's true.
Stuff.
Excuse me.
You've been writing again.
Excuse
eh?
me.
And thank you very much for dressing up for our show.
Okay, you know, you know what?
Look
No,
at it.
Jamie. No, wait
No,
a second. You
no.
called me yesterday, and
Yeah.
I have a feeling. I don't know if someone fell out, but you were like, we're doing a podcast. So when I hear podcast, I think two
Radio,
guys sitting
yeah.
around. It's radio. So I've been out all day, and I looked on my phone and saw. I looked up his podcast, and I saw Tom Papa, and I'm like, oh, they filmed this.
Did
I don't
Papa
know.
have pants on?
He had pants on. You had shorts on.
Right.
But the thing was, is I called Cecily, who works here at the club, and I said, is this thing live or is it taped or what? She goes, yeah. She goes, we didn't give you any details. Sorry. And I said, well, I have shorts on and I'm on my way. And she said, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So
She said it would be fine.
I'm
What's
not.
she
I didn't
supposed
put
to
words
say?
in her mouth.
Tell him
I
to go
said I'm
home?
on my way. No, I did. She didn't know I had shorts on.
She's going to get fired.
No,
if
she didn't
said
know.
that.
I take that back. Cecily, she did not say that. But I didn't say I was even in shorts
Yeah,
because
get rid of her, Jamie.
Thanks
a lot,
make her go
Frank.
stand outside.
She's getting married. No job.
Yeah.
No, she didn't say that. I'm putting words in her mouth. I was already out and about for the day, and I just
You should put
figured
a
it was
cock in her mouth.
Oh, gee. Oh,
What?
God.
What'd I say? What? Instead of
I-
words.
I'm not hungry no more. I'll put my sushi down. Forget it. I can't eat.
Well,
no
that's not a cock in his mouth. That would be.
No.
Oh,
Why do you
stop.
gotta talk like that on the show? Jeez.
This is clean show.
Oh, is it clean? I'm sorry. After
Yeah.
watching your opening, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's very hot out. We all that line outside. I know you probably never did. I didn't stand in the line, but I had to do the audition to get in here.
No.
I had to get recommended. Drew Carey recommended me for a 3-minute spot on a Tuesday in '95, and I passed. And that's
What,
how
did
long
you
I've
work
been
at a strip club? You got him in?
yeah, no, and that's how I got into the Laugh. It was '95 or '96. I
Really?
think. Yeah. So I've been working this club 17 years.
Wow.
Jesus, holy shit! So 17 years I've been.
Well, you were really young when you started.
I started in Pittsburgh when I was 19. So
Where did you start at Pittsburgh?
The Funny Bone on Route 51. Do you know the Schneider brothers?
I've heard of them.
Yeah,
I never worked for them.
They're awful. They're awful people. They're out of business
Stop.
too.
Don't say nine. No,
The guy fired me. No, Jamie, you ask any comic
If
about
he
the
says
Schneider
they're
brothers.
awful people-
No, they have the worst name of. You ask any comic that comes on here that ever had to work the Funny Bones. These guys, they were miserable. They hated everybody. But it was great to start with them because when I went on the road
Everything
to
else
Columbus,
seemed nice.
everything was great. It was
What,
like
Dave Stroop in Columbus?
Stroop's the best.
Greatest.
Stroop was a bar back. He was a bar. He was a
Yeah.
bar back when the first time I went there in '90. He was the bar back.
Really?
And I went in, and it was my first week on the road. It was Columbus. I was emceeing, and the headliner was a woman named Dee Staley from Chicago, heavyset woman, and the middle was Ron White.
Oh my God.
It was Ron White. So I get booked there, and I'm nervous. It's my first road week. They're like, you do 15 minutes. It was a Tuesday or Wednesday night. Columbus sold out every night. You know,
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's still, I think they still do. 8 shows. So I'm nervous. I get up there, and I remember this woman Dee's like, oh shit, I got to follow Ron White all week. This is going to be awful. And this was when Ron was this big Texan with a cowboy hat. And I go up and do my 15 minutes, and it was like the best set I had ever. I mean, that club was unbelievable.
Yeah.
This was when it was back in the French continent or whatever. it
Yeah,
was
I
called.
never worked it there. I worked only at the Easton
The new one.
Eaton Center.
Well, the old one was just low C. It was just awesome. And I remember Ron White coming up going, where did they find you? Blah, blah. So I got off the stage, and they called me in. Scott was the guy, I think, the boss at the time, or Dave Carlo. And they said, open your, and they gave me all these middle dates at all the
Oh, that's
bones.
nice.
And I only had about 20 minutes, too. So it was like, I was like, oh, they're like, can you do 25? I'm like, sure. What
Yeah,
comic's
yeah.
going to say no? I got 25.
So
And
where are you from again, sir?
Yeah, tell me again. So I did like
Still from Toledo.
all these Funny Bones. I was like 19, 20 years old. I was middling in Omaha, Lincoln. I mean, all the Funny Bones. And I mean, legally, I wasn't even supposed to be in these clubs, but it was all because of Columbus. You know, I was getting in
Yeah,
there, and
yeah.
Dave Stroop and those guys. But so yeah, I started young and hit the road young. So been out here a while.
Yeah, he treats people the way people should be treated, Jamie.
Dave-
Maybe you should
Jamie's
take
always
a-
been great to me. Jamie's always been very good
Want
to
to
me.
see
here.
somebody hot? Look at this.
Oh,
Look at this
There's
walking
paperwork
up.
coming in.
Oh.
Look, she even looks
Autographs
good during the day.
No, we gotta
Sign a check.
actually. I gotta sign the check.
You know we're in the middle of a podcast. Right?
If
Have
she
any
wa-
idea how fucking rude that is?
she want to show her body. I want to get some.
Why don't you come up on stage?
I want to get some TNA
Come
in
up
the
on
show.
stage.
Come on the stage. Get the check.
Do a little walkway.
Come on.
Run
Come
away.
on.
The camera's on.
Here.
Trust
You,
us.
come on. Just get the check from him.
I
Go
want
get
them
it.
to see how beautiful you are. Come on up.
Everyone in Podland.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
We use you for TNA. Come on up.
TNA.
Yeah.
Oh.
TNA, yeah.
Come on up.
There you go.
Walk from there. Come in here. All right.
her.
All right.
There
All
we go.
right.
Beautiful.
All
Total
right.
waters.
All right.
Coffees.
Here she is. All
And
right.
She's smart. Well, of course she's smart. She's Asian. They're all smart.
That's why she's doing the
Absolutely
checks.
don't-
She's doing the math.
Thank you very much.
By the way, yes, they're real. What? Oh, great what? You walked in the middle of the show. What do you expect? It's a comedy show. It's supposed to be anyway.
I think I'm trying. Dom,
Is she pretty?
pretty. She's
Very pretty,
wonderful,
yes.
and she's brilliant, and she's really smart, and she's a good person too. I'm trying to add something in here, because a lot of people, they call in, they send an email to me. They say your show, you three guys always together, you talking, is
Us
no
three.
TNA. Is no TNA. Look at who
Right,
won.
I know,
Who
I'm
won
trying to show
watch-
some
who-
leg.
Who won? Watch his. Look at his leg.
Yeah, these
Look
aren't.
At, Look at his leg.
I think he like shaved one of them.
No,
Yeah.
you know what? As an Italian, I'm half German also, so I have very little hair all over my body.
Yeah.
And you're Italian. You have chest hair.
No,
you got,
I don't have
yeah,
much.
You're not that much. I got an electric razor when I was like 16 for Christmas, and to try it out, I shaved my arm right here, and it's never grown back.
That's sad.
It is.
It was
You
puberty.
serious?
Yeah, no, I did. There's no hair right there. I shaved it. I tried out the razor, figuring it would grow back, but it never. I have very little hair.
So now tell me about the shows that you were doing and what happened.
Well, I think Jamie, I came out here and I went on when I came out here, I went on game shows to make money. I think a lot of comics. I know Bobby Tessel.
Why, you're smart?
myself. Pop culture. It was a game show called Debt that Wink Martindale hosted. It was all pop culture.
the Winkmeister.
It was,
Yeah.
and that was crazy to be on a show with Wink Martindale because I had watched
I
Tic
didn't
Tac
even know he was
Toe
still
and-
alive.
Oh yeah, this was in the mid '90s, and he's still alive.
Wow.
And he was the first one to interview Elvis on camera. There's an old kinescope of him interviewing Elvis Presley. Wink Martindale had the first one. My dad told me that. So I went on this game show and I won $14,106. And I was a kid, and I was living with my cousin Greg, and I had this. They sent me a check for $14,106, and I lived off that money. That was the money.
How much tax you got to pay on?
Well, because because you're supposed to claim it as income, and I was a comic, so I really wasn't making that much, and half of it straight up the nose. You remember the '90s?
Did
Anyway,
you do that really?
no, I'm joking. But I lived off that money.
Excuse me, you just told the IRS people you didn't
No,
pay
no, I did. No, I
taxes.
paid taxes. This is
You
96.
said- You just said
I claimed it
You
as
didn't-
income
You
because I
said
had very little
didn't
income.
claim it as income.
No, I did claim
now
it, but I
you're
had
changing
I
it?
had very little income
Oh
at the
my
time.
Let the guest speak.
No, but
I
you
had very
did that
little.
in
Let
IRS.
the guest
No,
speak.
trust me, I've ironed my shit out with the IRS. But so I went on and I was a game show contestant. I won this money, and then my name got spread around to producers, and they would bring me in for run-throughs as a contestant. And on my way out, I'd say, "Hey, I'm a comedian, a host, a writer, whatever you need." I got hired to write on a game show, wrote on a couple game shows, produced a couple game
No
shows.
kidding. Wow.
And then I was called in for this pilot for Street Smarts, which Warner Brothers was doing, and my friend Scott St. John brought me in. They needed test footage, so they had me go out and shoot it on the streets where I was interviewing people, asking them questions. Like, these were everyday questions. It's like Jay Leno's jaywalking, but we had a game element to it. But I ended up getting the job. They made me the field correspondent and the host, and we did like 5 years, 800 episodes. And I don't know if Game Show Network still shows the reruns. I don't get any residuals, but the show ran a long time, and that really is what
That helped you draw in the clubs?
Yeah, you know what? It did, and here's the stupid part that I was falling in love at the time with someone who worked on the show, and I was getting married, and I was doing
Is
the
that
show.
the girl you're with now?
No, that's my
Second one.
second wife,
He's
who's
going
way
through
better.
them like this.
My second and last wife. Love my wife, Katie. But I didn't. I was stupid. I thought, I made it. I got this TV show, and I didn't go on the road as much as I should have. But I would do Pittsburgh, my home club, or Columbus or Cleveland or colleges, and do great. But I was dumb about it. So if I ever get a shot again, I know to be a little smarter and capitalize. Plus now with social media and all that, you didn't have that back in the early night. To watch our, we had a website, but it was like you'd had to dial up to get on, and it was terrible. But did that, and then
It's amazing how it's all changed with the social media.
well, with the phone, and I was late to get on there. I know Dane with MySpace, just took off, and everyone didn't believe that could really work. And I would look at MySpace and I couldn't figure it out. And that, once again, he was ahead of the curve on that, so he was smart.
Amazing,
Yeah, none of us. I don't think any. I think comics are also kind of like, I don't need that. I can go out and people will remember. That's what social media is for.
Well, now it's more important than it used to be. Late night talk shows, and then it shifted to morning radio.
Yeah.
And now it's podcast.
Yeah,
social
the
media.
podcasts are huge. I've done a bunch. A friend of mine's had a bunch. You had the one I was on. It's a way to get your message. Look, Mark Maron, he's got doesn't he have a network show now, right? I think he got a pilot and it got picked up by somebody. Yeah.
Pilot, yeah.
He's terrific, Mark. You saw the interview with me and Mark.
I watched some of that. I watched the Tom Papa one almost the whole
they're
one.
the two without Jamie.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a different show, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't even know when I got here. I saw there's 3 chairs, and Dom's like, "Yeah, well, Jamie's
It's like a different
sidekick."
intellectual level,
Right.
Yeah. Without like a clown, like having a sidekick as a clown. No, but I think you add a lot to the show. It's just different. Why are you looking at me like that?
Below leaves. I should.
Low blow leaves.
Low leaves.
That's a very fancy way of using the language.
Well, now, I'm interested. You started, before me, and like, how are you on social media?
And
Do you
I'll be
Facebook?
here after
and
you,
you'll be here
man.
after me, goddamn. But do you do Twitter and Facebook and
Yeah.
stuff like that?
I
You
do-
have to.
My ex-wife does my Twitter and my website.
I bet you she says nice things about you.
No, she does. She's coming tomorrow for 11 fucking days. Her
Whoa.
daughter lives with me. Her daughter's my goddaughter,
Oh, nice.
which I love the kid, but they fight all the time, and
Right.
I can't deal with that fucking shit. But anyway, she does the Twitter. I do the Twitter. The kid helps me with Twitter.
Okay.
Dane Cook came up to me and goes, "You got somebody helping you with the Twitter?"
Yeah.
I go, "Why?" He goes, "It's too good for you." Like something like that. Because I know somebody's
it's
doing
funny,
something.
Yeah, but one thing happening, I don't know what to do.
At Dom Irrera, by the way. What's your
At
Twitter?
Frank Nicotero, yeah.
Okay.
Got in early.
I got a couple of people, 3 people, they doing a Twitter under my name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Get out.
I swear to God.
They're like at Jamie Masada's.
Get
page.
the
Yeah,
fuck out of here, girl.
One of them is said Jamie Masada. Jamie Masada said one of said I gotta call Twitters to figure out who they doing it and stop it. And some
Yeah.
of it's one of them. One of them is making fun of my accent. One of
Yeah,
them
but are
is,
they tweeting as if they're you?
Yeah.
Wow. Who?
You know, did I read now when the whole thing went down a couple weeks ago with like Daniel Tosh and stuff? I
Yeah.
think some outlets went to that to see your tweets. Did I hear that, or someone was saying
Yeah.
that they thought you were responding to what Tosh did, and it wasn't you. It wasn't you tweeting.
No.
Ah, look at that. You got to get that name back somehow. Or do you know what everyone does? Anyone that gets their name taken, they just do the real. Like, so just do the real Jamie Masada.
No, but
or
no,
something like that.
you don't have to do that. You called. They cannot take your name, and with your picture, they took my picture.
Really?
Everything.
Oh
yeah.
shit. Well, yeah, that's stolen
Yeah, well,
identity.
somebody was on a Seinfeld. I saw that. I don't think it
Oh,
was really
really?
Jerry. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Twitter.
interesting what they doing, and this stuff they doing is joking around. You
Right.
know, somebody read it to me Sunday that they said Jamie likes
Little boys.
Jamie like little Asian.
Thinking was it? it was out there, and he
Bring
said
'em
it out.
young. The Mormon Productions present Bring 'em Young.
I don't care how you bring them.
All right, can I,
Yeah, well,
he said Jamie likes. He said me
Don't
like.
hesitate after you say Jamie likes. Go right to it.
Okay.
don't leave the opening.
Yeah.
He likes Asian girl because they look like a 10 years old boy.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
stuff they say is
Yeah.
really crazy.
Yeah, you gotta get that
Is,
back.
Crazy. And the stuff they say, Jamie is the only club owner. He sleep with every comedian they go to.
Yeah, right. I could just see you and Paul Rodriguez in bed. How scary is that?
I know.
Well, right now people are they can link underneath this podcast, right, and see like our Twitter feeds, or we'll probably get somehow. So don't read Jamie's right now because it's probably not his. He's got to get his own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, please
The
don't
real-
read mine.
You know
Whoever
who's
it
doing
is.
it? Like, Steve Martin is big on it, and so is Albert Brooks. I just started following Albert Brooks yesterday. I'm a huge Albert Brooks fan, and he's got like 300,000 or 400,000 followers. And it says Albert Brooks, comedian. I got on this to promote a book. Now I can't get out. So it's like he tweets like a lot. Like, I mean, all these older comics are really warmed up to it. You know?
Yeah.
Even- I don't know.
I never saw Steve Martin's. Is it funny?
Yeah, he does too much. I think it's quality over quantity. He sometimes puts too many out, but he does a lot of pictures, which is funny. It's just like it's Steve Martin, and it's.
Well, I
pretty
think I get the feeling from meeting him that he's kind of a withdrawn, introverted guy. So maybe he can express himself better that
cool.
way.
You've met.
than he-
Where'd you meet Steve Martin? I'm curious.
Met him a couple times when I interviewed for Comedy Central for the Comedy Awards, and I was doing the show behind the scenes.
Yeah. I remember that.
And he was miserable to work with. I mean, he was just so joyless and smug. And I'm thinking, you, Steve Martin,
Yeah.
you're fucking great.
Well, and crazy guy.
Great. You're so funny. I mean, and now you're a guy who predicated his act with an arrow through his head, and you're gonna act slick with me.
Yeah,
Me, this young guy who's trying to do this
Yeah.
reporting show on Comedy Central. Can't you give me a break?
Yeah.
Everybody else was nice. All those old comedians,
Yeah.
Jerry Lewis and Buddy Hackett,
Oh,
and
sure.
I mean Chandling, the other guys, that other
Yeah.
generation. They were all nice, but Steve Martin was the only one that was a prick.
Damn. Who are some of the guys that you've worked with you don't like? That don't work the club anymore? Is there? I mean, we know a lot of the guys you like.
He's not going to tell you that.
No, but I have few people that been through the years that, I love all of the comedian, be honest.
Yeah,
I
you're
love
great.
all of-
Joe and Jamie, you don't love all comedians.
No, not, but some of them, the people,
Differentiate them by races too.
okay,
I
I
like that. Races and
the
creeds.
time I see a comedian come in here,
Right.
he is really, because everybody in here, we comedian, waitresses, hostess, everybody, we're like a family.
Sure.
And then I had, for example, with me and Dom, was one of the comedian comes in here. He's standing here and he look under the girls. They're walking up. They're looking under their dresses, and that's immediately.
Oh, that's fat fuck. I know
Yeah.
who you're talking
Oh,
about.
Yeah.
oh, you know who he's talking.
Yeah, he's not even worth saying
Yeah,
his
no,
name.
no, yeah.
I mean, I abandon those
Yeah.
people. I just
Yeah.
don't like it. I mean, I saw one big star. He was working in the store and he was working in a improv.
Mm-hmm.
And he came in here one time and he got a little bit of whatever, take a drug, whatever.
Right.
And he's put and the waitress, they used
Who's
to wear
that,
a short
Jamie?
dress. I won't mention the name. Don't make it.
Let me tell you who it's not.
Also working all 3 clubs. Right? Hold on. Yeah, right now.
And he put a hand in a girl's, under her dress, and I said,
really?
"You cannot
That's
come
called
in here."
a minor assault.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And I said, "Do not come back in." He said, "You know who I am?" I said, "I know who you are. Thank you. Goodbye."
Oh, you don't give a fuck. I mean,
No.
this club is a
No.
gold mine.
No, I
And
said,
he-
79, right?
I mean, he could. It doesn't matter. 'Cause some of the guys think that because they're on the marquee that it fills up. It's because the club is so famous.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, every time I walk out of here, I mean, it's always a good show here. The lineups are good. I'm not just saying that because Jamie's here, but
Yeah.
when people say, "Oh, and I always say, make sure you come back because it's always a good show. I mean,
Always.
It's always a good show. And half the time people walk out, they don't even remember your name. That doesn't matter.
And we
They know
got the
they saw a good
youngest
show.
and the oldest comics. You could see Jerry Bedknob here, a guy in his 70s, and the kid from Workaholics who looks like he's 10.
"That's right."
What's his name?
Eric Griffin.
The one with the hair or the short? I didn't know he did stand
Or
up.
Adam Levine.
Yeah, that's
Adam
it.
Levine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he doing stand up? I didn't know he
Yeah,
did stand up.
He does stand
He's
up.
okay,
terrific.
Yeah, he's
I love
very
that
good.
show. The show's
But it's
Very
funny
good.
because you see all different ages and
Yeah.
He actually came in here for first time. He did stand up in here.
Was here?
In the stage in here. I put him up.
we're
tried.
like apes. We sit upstairs and we take bugs out of each other's hair.
Look at him out. It is unusual. That's the best thing. My favorite nights have been here when it's, the comics are waiting to go up and it's, I mean, obviously you want it sold out, but, that's a lot of people know we kind of hang out in the balcony and then there's the back
Yeah,
room
yeah.
where we'll have a few drinks and you can watch the TV and see the other guys. The atmosphere at this club's always been my favorite for sure.
Yeah, well, it's an easy place to hang.
You can hang out here, yeah.
It's too bad we don't have a regular bar too, but there's no space for it.
I think we're going to, in the end of the year, maybe we put a wine bar upstairs.
Yeah, there you go.
You've been talking about that.
Yeah, but I've been talking.
You're going to name it the Dom Irrera Bar.
Yeah, we were going to do a Dom Irrera bar, but he is on a wagon. He doesn't drink.
I'm on wagon.
How long have you been on wagon?
I have not had a drop to drink in over 1 month.
Oh, yeah.
You know what that is in alcoholic time?
How long?
2 years.
Really? Yeah, no. So was it as a choice? You just said...
Yeah, I just quit because people told me I couldn't. Not to be corny about
Oh,
it, but
yeah.
this one AA guy, and I fucking hate AA.
Right.
I mean, I don't hate the people.
I know what you're saying.
And I wish that, I wish,
Right. Wish 'em luck.
if
I
it
have a
helps
friend,
people,
yeah.
God bless them. But
Yeah.
that whole cult thing and the
It's very
smoking
culty.
and the coffee and the
Yeah.
fucking talking about their meetings, 3 meetings
Who's
a
bringing
day.
cookies?
I'm thinking, well, I wish you'd do cocaine so you'd fucking be happy and
Right,
high.
exactly. So they said you couldn't do it. They said there's no way.
Guy
you could
says
do
to me, he says, you can't do it without help. And I go, yes, I can. And he says, no, it's impossible. I go, it's not fucking
It's
impossible.
not impossible.
It's impossible to not drink.
Yeah, no.
You know what I do? When somebody says, you want to drink? I go, look at my face. They go, what do you mean? I go, I used to look Italian. Now I look Mongolian. I don't want to hit Cantonese.
Inuit.
It's good for them.
Inuit.
Inuit.
Inuit. That would be the next phase. Wow. Okay, but you probably lost some weight in that month, right?
Oh,
You
yeah.
feel
I
better?
don't know.
Oh,
He
yeah.
said I did. I don't
Yeah,
feel
he
like
lost.
it.
He lost. He used to have double chin and triple chin. Now
I had a double chin on my triple
Double
chin.
on the triple.
Yeah, but now he's
Well, there you
could
go.
see he's.
How about you? Do you drink?
I do. I like beer. I mean, I'll drink beer. I quit last June. I did a month off just because I wanted to lose some weight, and I ordered like these portion control meals from this place, Freshology or something, and they delivered in the house. I just ate that food and drank water for a month and lost 13, 14, 15 pounds. And that was without alcohol, without Coke. Not doing a lot of soda is a big problem.
Yeah.
Like I've never had a cup of coffee in my life, but I like Coke or a Diet Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper. And I cut all that out, and literally in a month, and I went to see my doctor. Cholesterol below 200, blood pressure excellent. Like, it was amazing in
Wow.
1 month. The reversal
Yeah, I know. That's
that just
amazing.
eating well could do, and not eating fast food on the road.
Yeah.
It's tough as a I know when I was, especially when I was on the road, let's say in the 90s. Plus, you're younger, so your body can handle it. But it was like Wendy's, McDonald's, Arby's. You'd mix it
Yeah,
up
yeah.
during the week. We weren't making much. You didn't want to go to a sit-down restaurant. So I ate like shit for 10 years. So I
Yeah.
moved out to California, and all of a sudden, I had never had tuna. I had never ate a salad as a meal. So it was like all of a sudden, I just get introduced to a healthier lifestyle, and I think I've stuck with it. But as you get older, it's harder. But without drinking for a month, and you know what it is? Also, drinking beer. It's not that beer makes you gain a lot of weight. It's what you do when you're drinking, meaning you're going to eat late, you're going to get
chips and-
pizza,
Yeah,
chips,
yeah.
have a hot dog or something, and
Yeah.
eat late at night
Has
at
a lot
Taco
of sodium
Bell.
too.
Yeah, the salt's bad.
The only difference that I felt is I don't feel any different on stage. Of course, I'm a little quicker. I
Yeah.
mean, but I don't feel it, but I know I am. I'm clearer.
Yeah.
But just like one like little thing, I was in Vegas, and I went up to sing with these guys at a piano bar in New York, and
Sure,
they're
yeah, the
great
dueling
singers.
piano. Yeah,
They're
I know
great
that place.
singers.
Yeah, those guys are good.
And I was a little nervous singing, which I wouldn't have been when I was drunk. I mean,
Little
when I was
liquid
drunk,
courage
I'd
when
have
I'm
fucking danced on the
Would've done a
bar.
whole number.
Yeah.
Soft shoe.
I'd have done a split and not used my hands to get up.
Wow. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. But you
Yeah.
feel your shows are better, stronger, or
I don't know if
clearer?
they're stronger. You see a difference, Jamie?
No, I think he's. I mean, he's the same thing.
He's always funny, yeah.
He's always funny.
Yeah.
He's no
I do so
different
much
in-
stand-up, I better
Yeah.
be funny. If I ain't good
no.
at this, it ain't going to happen.
No, he's the same thing. I've never seen.
Oh, that's good.
No.
How long do you
But
have
you
an
see
idea?
me drunk, though. Remember one night, Jamie, I was
Yeah.
I was fucking up. You know, I went up there, like, you can't go up there with too much liquor.
I've
in
done
you.
it,
No.
not here, but I've done it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's-
Third show Saturday.
I seen him the time he have a couple of drinks. He goes on the stage. He mumbled his quickness of.
Yeah.
He have a sharpness about
Right,
him.
yeah.
If somebody said something, bam.
Yeah.
He doesn't give them a chance
Right.
to respond. But at the time he was. What did you say? He was trying to figure out what they said
You
again.
were saying leaf blower.
But
What
that's
were
really drunk, though. I mean, I can go on high and not lose a
I can
beat.
have two.
miss a
I can
beat.
have like two. I don't mind having like two beers before a show. I think that gives me maybe have one on stage or something. So that's
Yeah.
fine. But anything after that, I've done some late show Saturdays where.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, clubs used to do 3 shows on Saturday when you headline on the road.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well,
by
the
that third
punchline did.
show-
I mean, not the punchline.
The Funny Bones
Funny
did,
Bone
and
did.
you're doing that third show Saturday, and you're doing the same bit you already did 20 minutes ago.
Oh, that's bad, yeah.
And people are looking at you like, I'm not drunk. Did I already do that joke? though?"
Yeah.
Yes. Ah, fuck. But yes, and thank God they've outlawed those third shows. I think a lot of clubs don't do them anymore on the road.
Well, the Funny Bone
Bones are
Eaton
still
does. Yeah.
They're still doing the third show.
You don't have to do it if you don't want. Like, I'd rather just, I like that area. I'd just rather stay over and
Where
do
at in
Sunday night
Columbus?
show.
You're saying?
Yeah, the Columbus
Oh,
one.
okay. I haven't done the new one, but yeah. Well, the third show is just tough to do it. I mean, we have a third show here at the Laugh Factory, but it's different.
Yeah, but it's
comedy.
different because you're only doing. I mean, these have the longest spots
Yeah.
in the city, but he does 20 to 25 minutes.
Right.
Sometimes 15 if we're jamming with
Yeah.
comedians. But you're talking about doing 50-minute sets.
Yeah, that's what I'm
hour
saying.
sets. That's a lot.
it's 3 hours a night. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough. Yeah.
Now,
You know what happened to me was the girls here. First of all, they took care of me. I felt like Otis, the town drunk
Right,
in
sure, Andy
Maybury,
Griffith, yeah.
where they would like, go, "Who's got Dom tonight?" Like I'm like cargo, and I would take a shot with one of them, the one I like,
Yeah.
and then her and I would have a shot, and then one of the other girls wanted to have a shot with me,
Right.
and then they all find out that we're taking shots,
Right.
and all of a sudden I'm fucking drinking 6 shots to their 1.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
They've each had 1. You've had 6.
Yeah.
Now, and shots is after you cross 30. Shots are no good. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant 30 shots.
Or 30 shots.
30
no, but
shots or 30 years.
I stopped doing tequila, and I just recently, I was in Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, and went out, and there was a bunch of people, a bunch of college kids who would watch Street Smarts a lot, and they're like, "We want to do shots with you," and I did 3, 4. This Jack Daniel's honey. There's a honey
Yeah,
Jack Daniels.
we have it.
So I probably did 5 or 6 of those, and the next day I had morning radio to do, and it was
Yeah.
I was still drunk when I know I was still drunk when I got there.
Yeah.
I was like, sorry, these kids took me out and gave me this Jack Daniel's honey, and I'd never had
were
it.
still
and it's-
drunk?
Oh,
Yeah,
I think
that's
yeah.
terrible.
I mean, I wasn't drunk.
I've done morning radio.
Oh,
drunk
yeah, you know.
from the night before.
Yeah,
and I
that-
don't
that-
remember
that
what I
happened.
said. Jimmy, you know that beautiful black girl with
Yeah.
the one Melissa or whatever her name was with an M. She likes that honey one. Remember, we hired her. We were on stage doing something.
she
and
came in
She
like
came
a-
in. She was
she
so
came-
fucking hot. We just hired her on the spot. Don't even
She
bother.
was in the
going
crowd
up.
at a show?
No. She
Oh.
was coming in
She
to
was
apply
for
for a
interview.
job.
Oh, okay.
And Dom actually talked to her on the stage for a few seconds.
Right.
She said, "You got the job."
You got the job. Hi.
Oh yeah.
That was it. And she came in and she was a great person.
I don't know if she's not here
Yeah,
anymore.
she's still here.
Oh, is she?
She's
Okay.
here.
She's still here.
Yeah.
She
Now,
likes the Jack Honey.
Frank, we talked about everything else. I always thought you have some darkness in your life.
Well, I guess it's the old. I mean, I think every comic does, right? I mean, I'm sure my wife would tell you that same thing.
What is going on?
I don't know. I mean, I've tried to. I mean, I know every comic isn't 100% happy. I like to think I'm happy a lot, but I think a lot of comics come from broken homes. I think parents getting a divorce, right? Yeah, here. I think that has something to do with it, wouldn't you say? That's not.
Shut up.
Let's get couches. Let's get couches.
Shut up.
I'm sorry, Tom.
Son of a bitch.
We changed the subject.
Dad's not coming back.
Yeah, I mean, but like my parents are both still alive, and and I get along with both of them, and they've actually started to get along because there's grandkids.
My
now.
mother's dead.
but-
My father's still alive, and I wish he was dead.
Yeah,
She was still
she was
alive.
alive. Yeah, I just think
Can't win.
In high school, I know it affected me in high school because I think my grades went downhill in 10th grade. I did really shitty the year they were getting a divorce, and I don't know if that puts a chip on your shoulder or not. I mean, I was always the class clown before that. I played baseball. I thought I was going to be a baseball player, and I got kicked off the team my junior year because the coach said I was a clown and I was distracting everybody. So I was like, a clown. Yeah, but I was like, so I'm funny. So I got into comedy right after high school. But
You
yeah,
didn't go to college?
I went for a semester, Duquesne University, Catholic school in Pittsburgh.
I know what Duquesne is.
Of course, well, I'm letting people
What,
know.
a retard?
I'm in case Jamie or the people.
I don't know.
Duquesne.
Jamie
I don't
wouldn't
know.
know. He
Norm
doesn't even
Nixon
know-
played there.
What is Duquesne?
He doesn't even know Harvard.
It's a small Catholic school in Pittsburgh. I went there for a semester, and I remember the last test I took right before Christmas. First semester, it was a Bible studies, and I finished the test. I was in the back of a big room with like 200 people, and I looked around, and I remember saying, "This is the last test I'll ever take." And I set my pencil down or pen or whatever I was using. And I looked around, and went, this is it. I want to be a comedian. And I turned in the test, and I walked out, and I didn't re-up after. I remember my parents were like, "Aren't you supposed to be going back to class soon?" And I'm like, "I'm going to take a semester off." And they're like, "Oh, great." And my dad started pushing the Navy on me because my dad was in the Navy. I'm like, "Are you serious? Me in the Navy?" I'm like the biggest smart ass in the world. So then I started stand up May of '88 or whatever, when I was supposed to go back to school, and haven't looked back. But I don't know. I mean, I guess the dark spot. I mean, sure. I've seen
The
some
time
shit
you went to,
from parents and-
I heard so many dark stuff about Dom because
You
the time
did?
but the time with the nuns and with
Oh, you went to a Catholic school?
yeah,
Okay. I did a year.
Did you ever screw a nun or anything?
Screw a nun? Who screws nuns?
no,
Priests don't even do that.
But the priests, they do something.
No, they got the older boys.
What about the priests? Don't they do something? The priests,
Priests are allowed.
You know
to
how
be
hard
married.
it is to get under that habit?
what's a habit?
That's what the
Habit
nuns
is
wear.
what they
the
wear.
Habit, that's what they call the head
Oh,
thing. they
what
wear.
about the under the dress or the other
Well,
stuff?
It's part of the habit. I
It's
guess.
called the habit.
The whole
It
thing's
is.
the
It looks
So
like a dress.
No,
Right.
I want to know. Did you ever do something crazy? Nuns.
Why would he
priests?
want to admit that?
No,
when it's-
I'm an
He
open
would
book.
be. He
I am.
talks.
I am. Honestly, I don't have that super dark side. I've never done anything highly illegal. I've never been.
Okay, we know about your taxes. You're full of shit. You are.
I have
full-
some IRS
you
problems
are
we want to talk
full
about.
of shit.
No, I don't. I mean, no. I was always a happy kid, and I
come
started stand up at
on.
19. Honestly, I don't.
You're
As far
full
as
of shit.
dark, I mean, I had my heart broken at 19 or 20. I think that hardens you. But as far as like one of those guys
Who
who
was
comes
he?
from a dark place, he was
Big Al.
Big Al. No, I don't think so. But see, I do have a temper. My wife. Now, see, if my wife was here, we should call my wife because she'll say, "Oh, he's got a fucking dark side."
But
I have a bad
you
temper.
You
have kids?
everybody.
No, 3 dogs, no kids yet.
Dogs don't count as
Yeah,
replacement for kids.
Everybody I know, they have a dark side. Everybody. I mean, I start getting the time you get
You don't,
him.
Jamie. You're like.
Oh
a-
yes, I do.
You're an angel.
Oh, I
No,
am.
you know what
a-
he's like? He's like a fucking mob guy.
Yeah.
He never forgets. I used to have a joke about
Right.
I'm mental and I never forget.
Yeah.
And he is like that.
Yeah.
He has a Guido fucking.
No,
If
but
somebody
my mom-
burns him or somebody he loves, he never fucking forgets.
Yeah, but
true.
the thing I do is some people they come in. Like one time, we won't mention his name.
Okay.
This guy is calling me all the time. He calls me for a spot. He's producing a show,
Okay.
and I said, "Hey, listen, how about give?" And Dom was in my office. I said, "How about get Dom on the show?" He said, "Well, we see." I said, "Well, we'll see when I'm going to give you the spot in a club." You remember who was my office? He was doing Jimmy, whatever it was the show he was doing, Jimmy Kimmel's, whatever. He was the producer on the show.
No.
David, his first name.
Oh, did I tell you I'm doing Jimmy Fallon?
Yeah.
Oh, you are. That's cool.
Yeah. I like him.
Yeah,
He's a great guy.
Fucking talented
gotten
kid.
way better.
He
Yeah,
is a
his
great
first-
guy.
I remember that first month he was on the air.
Yeah. Well, remember Conan's first month?
I was actually at one of those shows.
Now he's worse.
Yeah. I was at one of Conan's first weeks because I.
No, he.
Yeah, that's tough. A lot of pressure on those kids when they first start.
Well,
Kids.
Conan was really. I mean, Jimmy was a performer.
Well, he was a
Conan-
performer. He'd
Conan
been
was
starting
more of
live.
a
Conan's a
writer.
writer.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Jimmy did open mic in here. He played guitar for me and all sang.
Did he have to wait out in line out there like these kids?
I don't know about it. No, I don't think so.
I never saw him do stand up. I never saw him in clubs.
Very
I'm sure he's
funny.
very charming. Yeah, I mean, he's
very funny. He
likable.
plays guitar
Yeah.
and he does songs. And I have the tape of it actually.
Yeah,
I have many
I
tapes.
think I was at a club he did. There was a. Did you ever play in Reading, PA, Dave?
No.
There's a great comedy
I went
club.
to camp there. Summer
Really?
camp
In
as a
Reading? Yeah,
kid.
because it's close to Philly. There's a great club there, and I think he was there before. Because I remember someone mentioning his name, the club owner at this club in Reading, Dave Stein's comedy, whatever it's called, and then the next thing I knew, he was this guy on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Yeah, he
And,
went up fast.
Yeah.
So
I heard his
I'm
audition was great.
I'm still in the
that's the
dark
key.
side.
Oh, yeah, the dark side.
Dark side. The time you were a child or anything, you must don't. He does all of the smart stuff. I
Yeah.
get all of the dirt out of people.
Yeah.
I want to get the dirt out of you. Tell us a little bit about the
Tell
dirt.
us about something where you were rotten. Where
Yeah,
share
you
that
were
with the
so
world so they
hard.
can
I mean,
dislike you.
You know what? I've
You're not
never
a fucking angel.
I'm
Come
telling
on.
you what, I've never been hit or thrown a punch in my life. I've never been in a fight, which amazes my dad, who grew up in the
Okay.
inner city
All
of
right,
Pittsburgh.
all right. That's
I've
what
never
we-
been in a fist fight. And
That's not.
But I'm saying dark. Maybe I beat somebody to death.
Did you ever, rape an animal or something?
I didn't think that's not. Is
You
that
ever had
dark?
sex with a nun?
Is that dark? I didn't know that was. Well, then in that case, yes, I fucked
Did you?
quite a
Did
few-
you?
Why is that
Did you?
dark?
Did you? No. Did you ever have a hot for
was it a
nun?
dog
Was
dog?
up there?
I never had hot for a nun. I never had sex till I started stand up. I never I was just this
I
happy.
thought he was going to say I never had sex till I was married.
Till I was
never
married.
had sex till I had started
Till
stand-up.
right when I got until I got on stage was
That
when I felt
19
confident.
until 19 years old, you never had sex.
20. Actually, it was after a girl at a comedy club totally seduced. Her name is Trudy, if she's watching.
Trudy.
She could be sitting next to me right now. I wouldn't recognize
Big,
her.
fat, stretched
Took
out
me home.
pig.
No, she was pretty hot. And
whore.
I went back to her place, and she got in bed naked. And I had
man.
my clothes still on. She's like, "What are you doing? Take your clothes off." I'm like, "Oh." And it was over before I knew
You
it.
didn't
and
even
then-
make out?
Yeah, I went in and we were making out. As I
You,
can't.
you made out, but
was
you were
pretty
naked
much.
when you made out.
Right, and then but round 2 I was better. But I remember looking over next to the bed and there was a picture
But
of a
did
guy.
you-
and I
wait,
go,
wait,
Who's
wait.
that? She goes, "Oh, it's my boyfriend. He's in the army. You're way cuter." And I went, "What the fuck?"
Don't worry about
Yeah,
him.
don't worry
He's
about
fighting for our
He's
country.
crazy, and I'm like, "Great, I'm fucking."
But
Yeah.
did you tell the girl you were virgin or anything?
She probably figured it out because I was so awful. I think I told her I never saw her again, so I probably didn't. I was probably trying to be a cool comic guy.
I'm in the middle of a show.
Yeah.
No, and then I got into a long distance relationship. I swear to God, Jamie.
No,
I-
but
the dark-
my only thing is how the girl, she said, "Let's go home with me."
yeah.
That's all she said.
Oh, I got off stage at a bar and we went in the bathroom and started making out and stuff.
You went in a bathroom. That's a dark side.
That's dark.
He went in a bathroom.
Well, I've done stuff like that.
That's dark.
You went in the bathroom. You
done
men's
crazy.
room or
Pretty late
girls?
for
It
dark.
was the men's room at,
You went in there, and
at
she came-
Zelda's in Oakland of Pittsburgh. A
And
very
she came
college
to
bar.
the men's room.
She came in and we started messing around. I think that was my. No, that wasn't my first oral sex experience, but no, it was a good night.
Oh, did you have oral sex with a guy?
Why would he?
I'm not trying to get the dark
I
side
don't
out.
think
That
I've
son
never
of
had a
bitch.
homo relationship. I've lied to cops. I've done bad shit like that. But honestly, I don't know. There's got to be comics that don't have
It's
a
a-
dark side.
it's-
Jimmy
it's-
Fallon seems like a happy guy, but she doesn't have a dark side. I don't
Oh,
know.
how do you know he doesn't have a dark
I
side?
don't know because I think comedians mask the dark side
Jimmy
with their
Fallon,
jokes.
my guess is he never had sex with a nun. I'm just going out on a limb.
How many comics have had sex with
I
a
don't
nun?
think
Are there
too
any?
many.
Not too many.
I think one person I
You know
know.
one.
One person I know. One person
Who?
I know. It was a Catholic guy. He went in New York.
Come on, you're
Yeah,
serious?
Serious.
He's a comedian.
He's a comedian. No, he's not a comedian.
Oh,
He's
okay.
an actor comedian.
No,
Would
he's
we
not a
know? Would we
comedian,
know
he's
his
an actor
name if we
comedian.
heard his name?
Yeah. At least he would know.
Oh, I'd know.
What are you saying? He doesn't have a lot of knowledge?
No, he's
a guest on the
he's
show.
not that smart as you are.
I
That's
know.
all I'm saying.
I am a movie. That's why I won 14,000 on that game show. I'm a movie music trivia expert. I will know this person. So say the name of the guy who had sex with a nun.
Who wrote The Wizard of Oz?
Frank L. Baum. B-A-U-M is the last name.
Who wrote Gone with the
Who
Wind?
directed by Margaret Mitchell. Who directed both of them.
Cecil B. DeMille.
No, but the guy with the last name
T.W.
Abbott, I
Griffith.
think. No, he might have produced one of them, but no. See, look at that. He gave me 2 trivia. I nailed them right there. Literary questions, which aren't even my strong thing.
Who?
What more movies and what? Who? What?
Who directed both of them?
Oh, it's a guy. I want to say something Abbott. He directed both. He actually directed both in 1939. I think it's the same director.
Gone with the Wind and Wizard of Oz came out the same year?
Same year in
And
1939.
so Gone with the Wind won Picture of the
Won
Year.
Best Picture of the Year. And also in 39, I want to say Grapes of Wrath. There was like 3 or 4 that year.
That
are
was with Henry Fonda?
Henry Fonda, yeah. But
John Steinbeck, right?
John Steinbeck
Jesus.
from up in San Francisco.
Dom, you know more.
What the fuck? I just
It's
pulled
so
out who
easy.
wrote Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz, and he knows Everyone knows John Steinbeck
Whoa.
wrote Grapes of
the
Wrath.
dark side. You see?
That's
dark
what I'm
side
trying
is-
to get out. And he's drinking your water without even
No,
asking.
that's
you.
not mine.
That's
yes,
mine.
shit, man. This is another side of him.
So, I have a
really
temper.
get to the-
I do have a little bit of a temper, but that's not a dark side. I mean, you know.
No, you're just emotionally unstable.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you take any Zoloft or anything
No,
like that?
I take Lipitor and Propecia. I'm telling you, Lipitor
I
for the
take Propecia,
cholesterol. You
too.
take the
What's the
Propecia.
Propecia?
How's it? Propecia is for hair.
I don't know what I'd be like without it. It's like extortion.
I'll tell you what Propecia is. It's a pill that you're supposed to take when you start to thin. It's supposed to be really good for your. Well, anyway, it holds your hair in that you have. Supposedly, you won't lose any more with Propecia.
Yeah.
It's not going to grow much, but it's going to hold your hair. But the trick
But the
is
Rogaine grows some.
the Rogaine's supposed, but that liquid was a pain in the ass. I
but
tried
the foam's good.
I haven't tried the foam. You do the
Foam
foam?
is good.
So
Foam
I
is
did.
nice.
I did Propecia. You start taking this pill. They found it. It was a high pressure drug that they were given
Yeah.
to people with high pressure,
Yeah.
lowered their blood pressure, and grew hair. So they marketed it, and it's one of the biggest selling drugs. So Propecia helps keep your hair in, but it's also my blood pressure is an excellent category. But the side effect, number one, Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I knew the number one side effect of Propecia is there can be some decreased libido
Did
and
you
erection
find that?
problems. I think it could be just getting older. When you hit
meaning,
your 40s.
you mean you can?
Here comes the dark side.
You can satisfy your girlfriend.
There's
your
a
wife?
side effect. I can satisfy my girlfriend, not my wife. No, okay. No.
No, seriously,
No.
go on.
Well, that's a side effect that is reported in minor. It's one of those. It's like when you watch a commercial for all those drug companies. They have to give all the disclaimers of the bad stuff.
No, I'm asking
I
you
don't think
straight
so.
answer. Answer me.
No.
Do you get hard on the time with your girl?
There's been times where things have happened.
You don't have to admit to this.
Well, I'm saying, I'm being
No,
honest. I'm
that's
telling
good.
everybody. But that's
Hardcore
also
journalism.
sometimes condoms will do that too because they're not. I don't like the condom.
Yeah, I
This
even
is
jerk
getting-
off with a condom.
Just to be safe.
Yeah.
right,
You never
okay.
know what I could catch from my.
Right, exactly. No, but I don't think so. I mean, but the Propecia, which we both, it holds the hair, and I think if I was a school teacher, I wouldn't have taken it, but because I'm in this business of show, that I take it and I feel that it holds the hair in and it's done a good. But
So
it's a statin.
I'm losing hair. You think I should take
You would
Yeah.
be a good candidate. You'd be actually a perfect candidate.
Because yours is all in the crown.
And that's where that's really good for.
it? Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Propecia.
Rogaine.
Propecia, and you got to take.
Where do you get Rogaine?
You can get
You
that
gotta-
over
you
the
can-
counter
You can
now.
get it. You don't need a prescription anymore.
Yeah, Propecia you need a prescription for.
So you get Propecia.
Propecia is just a pill. Take it every day. You have to take it the rest of your life.
Let me tell you, our next guest is coming.
I know.
This poor guy, he's getting bald. He's getting bald.
He
Tony
is
Rock.
not.
Yes, he is. He's like his brother have a hair. That's the reason his brother is funny.
sure?
He losing hair. He's shaving his hair. He's doing all
This
kind
guy
of shit.
gets more pussy than you'll ever dream of.
Nuns, I think nuns even.
Nuns.
Oh,
Even
we,
gets-
but wait
You
until
missed
we
that
get
whole
dark.
thing.
I never say-
Let's we get the dark side of Tony Rock. Wait, so at least he have dark side. He talks about it. They're like, you Mr. Goody Goody. You don't want to talk about it.
Maybe he doesn't have a dark
I don't
side.
know
He
if I have a
does
dark
have a
side.
dark side.
He
Look
said
at the
he
way
has
he's
a-
sitting. Look at the way he's sitting. Look at the way
That's
he's sitting.
not dark.
He's
That's
old.
that's feminine.
Okay. That's
I know.
That's
I,
a gay.
I
That's
didn't know. He's wearing shorts too. Thank God. All right. No one told you. I didn't know it was taped. Did you know that?
It's all right. You look good.
yeah,
look good.
yeah.
But he's a
Son of-
black guy. He looks cool in it. I look like.
Why do you have to say black guy?
Well,
Why can't you say Tony?
because
Why do you have to fucking go
Tony
there?
the black guy.
Why do you have to
well,
say?
first of all, because everyone. I mean, not everyone might know
First
who
of
we're
all,
talking about yet.
Yeah, but you could say Tony.
I could have said Tony, but I should have said Tony the black guy. Tony.
No,
is the black
you don't
guy.
have to say black guy.
Great to be on Jamie's show.
No,
I
I
know
mean,
what I'm saying.
no, you just that's
a
your
black
dark side.
That
of
is
you.
not-
I got it out already.
Jamie,
He's
it's
trying to
amazing
find
the
out
way
if
you
I
get
have a
at the
dark
dark
side.
side.
Yeah, you
You know-
fucking shit.
You know what makes when the Steelers lose, I go nuts, and Tony's a Steelers
Well, you have
fan
a very
like me.
charmed life because I'm from Philadelphia.
I know, and I'm going to the.
And I'm a Dolphins fan and an Eagles
Oh,
fan,
Jesus.
so I'm in pain.
I'm
Okay,
going.
do you
like,
like black people?
Why? What does this have to do with race?
Because of he said
dark
black person. He said,
Okay.
and I would always looking at. I never said anything. I said, Tony.
Tony's not even here. I couldn't see him because he's black. Okay. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Very funny. Oh,
That's dark.
Oh, dark side.
I'm
yeah.
not. I don't have a dark side. I don't know. You got to ask my wife. I've been married twice, so maybe there is a
Excuse me.
difficulty
Let me
thing
ask
about-
you a question.
Yes.
Have you gone out with a black girl?
I was married to a
black
girl
girl.
of. Well, she was Indian
She was
and
tan.
Persian. She was
She was
Indian,
married to a girl.
Persian, and there's even some
Excuse me,
island
I'm
black
asking.
in her.
Don't say
in her-
Persian. This. That's full of.
she's-
Say, have you been out with a black girl? That's what I'm
I
asking.
have been out with a black girl.
No,
yes.
I mean, have you dated? Have you made love to a black girl?
I fucked a black girl. Okay, no.
Yeah, that's a racist.
All right.
That's a racist.
That's really racist. Yeah.
It's not. No, I
It is
didn't.
fucking
How
racist.
dare you.
It is fucking racist. You son of a bitch.
I've never. My ex-wife was Indian and Persian. She wasn't black, but
Persian.
she
Yeah,
was
but
dark.
you
People
There's no
thought she was
Persian.
black.
There is no
I know
Persian.
that's the country. You're right. Or it's Iran. Iran. I'm saying I've dated. I was married to an ethnic person, so I have
that
no
doesn't
racism
mean
whatsoever.
anything. That's any mean. As soon as I pick up people,
Did you ever have sex with someone who wasn't your employee?
Yes,
Seriously,
I
did you ever have
I
real
did.
love, or
I
did you always have to buy it
I
by
did.
hiring them?
I
you
did. I
fucking
did.
whore master.
Okay.
Anyway, that's our show.
Why do you have? Why do you have?
Thank
to
you.
close-
Hold on that.
Why do you
I
have
have
to-
no dark side.
Why do you
Dom,
have to
thank
close
you.
the show like that?
I'm gonna look to see if I have a. I'll go home and ask my wife. Next time I'm on, I'll bring her. There's got to be something
It
about
is
me, Jamie.
something. I saw a little
Put your
tip of
the
it.
mic. It's
I
just-
saw a little
it
tip of
amplifies
it
your
right
sound.
now. I saw a little bit of it.
Right.
I got it to a point. As soon as you said the black guy, I knew the tip of it is coming. You are son of a bitch.
Meanwhile, Jamie's in here laughing while those poor bastards. Another paramedic
Oh,
pulled
hey,
up.
excuse me.
All these guys
Hey, oh,
these
yeah,
guys
go,
who don't have a
go,
shot
go.
in hell are getting a
Oh,
spot
yeah,
here.
yeah.
And you
Yes.
couldn't
Somebody
care
got
less.
lined up.
Yeah, okay, all right, go ahead.
Eat
go
your
ahead.
sushi while these people are dying.
I offered them sushi. Excuse me.
Why
I
you saying
came
excuse
by.
me in the middle of a conversation?
Well, because
if
you're
I can
picking
add
on
one
me.
thing. Speaking
He
of the
wanna show
Eagles,
his legs.
Let him
Look
finish.
at every few minutes he have that feminine look. Look at him. Look at him. Did you see it? I swear to God. Did you
Yeah,
see it?
I'm right here.
there it is.
Look at it.
I will be in Pittsburgh for my 25th high school reunion in October, North Allegheny High School. The day after, I'm going to the Steelers-Eagles game.
Oh,
And
cool.
the week after, I'm staying in Pittsburgh to play the club there. Am I allowed to say the name of
Yeah,
the club?
go ahead, go
It's the Improv in Pittsburgh. I'll be headlining. It's the first time I've done that club in like 4 or 5 years. So I'm going home to Pittsburgh. And then, hopefully in October, we have to talk. We talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
The Laugh Factory in Chicago or Vegas. I'm trying to line up a date. So anyone can come out. You
Thanks.
can go to my website, franknicotero.com, or at Frank Nicotero on Twitter or on Facebook. I friend everything.
Thanks for being on the show.
And
Thank
Maybe you'll actually get a chance to talk if we can get rid of
Right,
Jamie.
next time. Right.
Next
I
time.
had fun. I think we talked a lot. He now knows about Propecia.
Yeah.
And he knows I don't have a dark side. And,
No. Next time he comes in, we're going to try to figure out some of his dark
Does
side.
everybody have a dark side? Not
yes.
necessarily.
Excuse me. Why are you looking at that?
Because we have a live audience now. And we like
looking
that.
at it?
Right. It's the two old guys. Stadberg.
Thanks, Frank.
All right. Thank you, Dom.
Appreciate it.
My
Nice
hand
to
in
see
this.
you.
Do you guys do a little wrap up at the
Yeah,
end?
we're gonna. Well, that was it. We
That
wrapped
was the
it up.
wrap up?
Saying thank you was
Yeah,
kind of
that
getting
was it.
he
wrapped up.
usually said.
We're outta
Dom,
here.
he said-
Thank you.
Yeah, Dom, he said,
I
get the
fucked
fuck.
up the wrap up.
He said, get the fuck out of here.
right.
Goodbye.
Watch all the time funny stuff with Jamie and Dom.
If she had only been ugly,